It's been 3 years, 3 months since an EF5 tornado killed 161 people in Joplin. We know Mid-Missouri viewers did a lot to help, including help partially pitch in $1.4 million during a telethon 4 days after the storm. If you think the rebuilding effort in Joplin is over, it's not. We revisited the organization Rebuild Joplin and one man who is working to put the past behind him.
This is home to Mark Hansen. He moved in 30 years ago, raised 5 kids.
Since that tornado, everything was going wrong.
On May 22nd, 2011.
A boy was ahead of me, and somehow or another he called and said, you know, your house is still standing. The windows are gone, the roof's caved in, the trees are on it.
This video is no more than a block from Mark's home.
And I knew a lot of people that died, a lot of people that just moved. I mean, never saw them again.
It took Mark 3 years to call Rebuild Joplin.
I asked them about windows, see if they might have had some windows from an old house. And
Mark's house needed more than just windows.
I don't know, because as close to, if you looked at the situation, it would have been a condemned place if the city had come in. If they'd looked at the windows and the plumbing and the electrical, and I mean just the things in general, it would have been they'd have condemned it and made me move.
Thanks to Rebuild Joplin, he's staying put.
I have to look every time I turn around at my house to actually feel that, yes, it's being fixed, my house.
Rebuild Joplin is working really hard to complete the recovery here in town by the end of the year. We don't want to have to go into 2015, and we want to put this tornado behind us.
If only more volunteers showed up.
We need volunteers to come and help us finish these jobs.
About 40 to 50 volunteers a day.
We have the materials, we've got the know-how to get it done. We just need the hands.
Unfortunately, Rebuild Joplin is in desperate need. In 2012, 10,000 people worked with Rebuild Joplin. It dropped to 3,500 in 2013 and is down to just 1,300 this year. On the day we visited Mark, half a dozen volunteers were fulfilling his wish to stay.
I told them I really was attached to my house. I'd like to keep it if I could, you know. So they went through and saw what it would take to bring it back, and trying to keep the same, kind of keep the same appearance.
Today, Byers Street looks normal, but looks can be deceiving. During construction, Mark stays on his property, here. He says without Rebuild Joplin, he would have had nowhere else to go.
Maybe back in my tent, you know, that I'm in right now, which I don't mind, you know, but it was going to be serious. I couldn't pull another winter out here.
Leanne Denier, KOMU 8 News, Joplin.
Rebuild Joplin says Mark should be out of the tent and in a house in a few weeks. Joplin needs more help. Most volunteers stay about a week. Before you head down, call the Rebuild Joplin office at 417-625-3543 or email volunteer@rebuildjoplin.org.